May it be said that the price that we pay for war will actually end up being a time of peace. This Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, day one of the Torah portion of Vieki. This is a very special Torah portion. It's the one that I was born under, so this one has a lot of things that speak to me personally. I pray that it has some personal things to say to you as well. We are in Bereshit, or Genesis chapter 47, and we drop down now to verse number 28 that says, And Yaakov lived in the land of Mitzrayim 17 years. So the length of Yaakov's life was 147 years. And the time for Israel to die drew near, and he called his son Joseph and said to him, Now if I have found favor in your eyes, please put your hand under my thigh and show loving commitment and truth to me. Please do not bury me in Mitzrayim. But I shall lie with my fathers, and you shall take me up out of Mitzrayim and bury me in their burial place. And he said, I do as you have said. And he said, that is, Yaakov said, Swear to me. And he, Joseph, swore to him. And Israel bowed himself on the head of the bed. This is not the actual death scene, but it is the preparatory situation for that eventual moment that is not far down the road. Yaakov has the ability to see the approaching thin veil, if you will, whereby we cross over from one realm of living into the next. Death is not the finality of existence. It is the bridge or the transitory chasm. It is the door that is open that we walk through. Native friends of ours, Doctors Sukina and Kwamanique, have referred to it as the thin veil. And indeed, it is but a thin veil between this life and what lies beyond this life. In the American tradition of things, we see the body placed traditionally in a casket. The lid is closed. We're taken to a graveyard or a mausoleum, and there the remains are interred. And we thankfully don't sit and watch them throw dirt on the casket anymore. But there is the coming back and seeing the ground closed up and the headstone or some marker indicating this is where the body has been buried, and flowers or whatever remembrances are laid there. Yet it's not the finality of it. I can potentially take you to the place where my father is buried and show you his headstone and indicate to you this is where the body lies. But I know my father's not there. That is simply the remains of an aged body that was no longer host to him that I knew. My father, my earthly father, is very much alive, probably in all reality much more alive than I am, that we are. Yet in a realm where we do not interact with him. But I know that when I see him next, and I do believe I will see him again, I will not see the man with graying hair and weakened body, wrinkles on his face, but I will see him as I remember him as a child, young, youthful, energetic, laughing, that mischievous wink in his eye. That's what I look forward to seeing again, who I look forward to seeing again. When we think about Yaakov, we are saying our last remembrances and engaging last remembrances of this incredible character of the Torah. This is not the epilogue of Torah. This is yet another climactic moment. It is foundational. Maybe we would even say it's the capstone of the foundation, the final stone in place upon which all the rest of the Torah is going to be built. And he has gotten to this place of 147 years out of struggle. Anything worth having is worth paying a price for. It is rare that when we get something for nothing that we really appreciate it. Some people do, but most people, you hand them something, especially if it's of great value, and it can easily be torn up or neglected or worn out or cast aside because it has no personal investment in it. It is when you find good soil and you put good seed in that soil and you water and you weed faithfully and effectively, that when the plants come up, that there's joy in your heart. Hey, this is working. And you see the plants grow into a stage of fruit bearing, and then there are the reaping days where what we have done, how we've labored and protected the plants and paid attention to them and made sure they had the right amount of sun and water, that the fruit comes, the produce comes, and there's an old saying here in the South, there's two things that money can't buy, and that's true love and a homegrown tomato. Putting that food on your plate and eating it, there's just a great sense of satisfaction that enhances the taste buds. You just appreciate it that much more. When you have sown into your life or into the lives of those that are around you, and you see productive fruit coming forth, your time, your prayers, your tears, your patience, your energy, your words, all the things that you put in there looking for a favorable return. It may take a while. You may have to do more weeding than expected. But bringing a life along into a sense of stability and maturity is an awesome thing. And so we try to offer this to subsequent generations to ourselves, and sometimes it works well. Other times it takes a while. Generations change. Technology has changed, certainly. And it has caused, in some situations, for generations that follow us to dismiss or reject the values that we've tried to establish for them. And I'm not talking about, trading in an old rotary dial phone, if you can even imagine that these days, for your latest technology on your cell phone. It's not that. It's that core values and our core beliefs and our life principles, we try to convey those, describe those, implement those, demonstrate those, and sometimes following generations don't see them as valuable at all. And they would say to us, nobody does that anymore. That's just not the way it is. Case in point. In our day, it was desirable and agreeable and encouraged that you find your mate for life and you get married and you raise a family. And you don't raise the family before you get married. These days, we encounter many that says, let's live together for a time and let's bear children, and hey, eventually we'll get married. It's just a different mindset. But without the struggles and without the intentions of trying to implement what is right before someone else, it's hard to appreciate what you end up with yourself. Yaakov fought. He fought for what was right. He fought with Esau. He fought with Laban. He fought with Shechem. He fought with himself. He wrestled. His wives fought each other. His sons fought each other. Everybody was fighting. He fought depression. He fought despondency. He fought grief and defeat. But when he died, he just simply pulled his feet up in the bed, lay down, and went to sleep. Why? Because he won in the end. When the fight is over, there was peace. And he was able to look at all of his sons and say words to them that were life-changing and life-giving. And he had done all that he needed to do. And now that the fight is over and the peace has been enjoyed for some 17 years, now it's time to rest. And so when all is said and done, is not what we're all after? Is that not our goal? To have a resolve, to finish well, and to leave behind peace. May God give you peace, And may I see you again tomorrow. Until then, shalom.